Now, this is a silent assassin. The fines alone could wipe out all of your profits for that particular year. Everything that you have worked for, everything that you have built could potentially be lost if you have not started right. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Daily Lawyer channel. My name is Jenna Krishnan. I am the founder of the Daily Lawyer, and today we are going to delve into a topic that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, and that is common mistakes that I have seen business owners make in and through their business journeys, at least what I have seen. So made an inexhaustive list, and I hope this is of use to you. If you find this video useful or if you relate to any of these mistakes, please like, comment, share this video with people whom you think is going to benefit, because this will help grow the channel and help us reach our message to more people. So with that, let us get into today's video. The first mistake I think that business owners make is not consulting a professional before they start their business. When I say a professional, I mean specifically legal and tax. Before you start your business, you must check with a legal professional and a tax consultant as to what are the requirements that are needed for this business. Now, this is going to save a lot of heartache for you down the road, because any default in compliance can have far-reaching effect on your business. Everything that you have worked for, everything that you have built could potentially be lost if you have not started right. So you want to start your business on a firm foundation so that you can build a towering structure. And therefore, please, before you start your business, consult a CA and a legal professional. No matter how small your business is, even if you're just one person, you can still invest a little bit of time and money to seek out a professional, discuss your plans, and see what are the ways that you can keep safe in this business and start with a firm foundation. Mistake number 2 is, if you are starting a business in partnership with 2 or more people, then the most common thing I see people not do is communicate. The thing that every group who is starting a business, even if it is 2 people, should do before they start a business, even if you're family, even if you're the closest friends, is to sit down and talk about the hard things. And what are the hard things? The hard things is, how is money going to be split? How much are we going to funnel back into the business? How are we going to take decisions? How do we handle conflict? How do we handle any disputes between us? How do we handle any exit if any of us want to go? And most importantly, are we on the same page with regarding the vision of this business? And once you have done that, to come together and put down a co-founders agreement that will capture all of your discussions in the form of a formal agreement. Or if you're doing it in a partnership, then maybe this could form your partnership deed. It could be an annexure to your partnership deed or whatever. But make sure that you come together and do that, and that is going to save a lot of heartache for you down the road. The third mistake I see business owners make is to ignore legal compliance. Now, this is a silent assassin. Most legal owners I have seen treat legal compliance as extra toppings on a pizza. I know that I want it, but I don't want to think about it right now. Just let me focus on the main business. This is the worst thing you can do, because compliance, whether it's taxes, whether it's licenses, or whether it's any kind of audits that you have to do, the consequence of not complying with it can be disastrous. The fines alone could wipe out all of your profits for that particular year, and it's totally unnecessary. So please don't treat legal compliance as extra toppings on a pizza. The fourth mistake that I see business owners make is not have a distribution of powers matrix. Especially those owners who have a team of say 5, 10, 15, 20 people. If you think of a business as a symphony orchestra, every instrument has a purpose, right? Similarly, every role in your business has a purpose, ostensibly. There's a reason why you hired somebody. But if that person doesn't know exactly what is to be done in that role, or if ultimately it is the CEO or the founder who is like nodal person through whom everything goes, then there is a serious problem. There's a serious efficiency problem as well. And this can lead to some big consequences, because people may not take responsibility and will be playing the blame game. So I suggest to most of my business owner friends and clients who have a team of 5, 10, 15, however it is, to have a distribution of power matrix, a table to show that who's going to be on top, what is the reporting structure, who's going to be under them, so that everybody is clear about their role in the larger scheme. The fifth mistake that I see business owners make is not have terms and conditions. And I've spoken about about this at length. I think this is my favorite topic to talk about. But communication, let me just not only talk about terms and conditions, but communication. I think communication is so basic, but it is applicable in every area of business. You must have clarity of communication with your vendors, with your clients, with your employees, with your investors, with your co-founders. And what do I mean by communication? I mean every single person who is engaged in the business in whatever capacity must be clearly informed about your expectations from them and what they can expect from you. As much as you can put down these things, as much as you can generalize it, processize it, and make it into a process and inform all of the stakeholders about these, you will be reducing potential disputes by that degree. So whether it is having terms and conditions for anyone to engage in your business, whether it's having very clear employment contracts, whether it's having clear employment policies, whether it's having co-founders agreements between your co-founders, whether it's having clear term sheets and investor documents or shareholder agreements with your investors, whether it's having templatized emails, disclaimers, wherever it is required, whether it's having contract templates, whether it's having an SOP for each line of the process. This is really going to ensure that you reduce your disputes by a huge margin in the future. And I strongly encourage business owners to do that. I hope this has been useful for all of you. I know that they are not small topics. Each of those topics could be a conversation by itself. And I'm happy to have these kind of conversations. So if there's anything in this video that you found relatable, or if there are any questions that you have in this regard, please write to me. I love hearing from you, as you know. So until next time, I will see you. Have a nice time. Bye bye.